part of me wants to be like, jump! Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to... I'm wearing the big face shirt. You see what I mean? Like, if I go to a like the close-up mid shot like this, then you can't see what's on the shirt. If I go like that, you can see what's on the shirt. It doesn't look too bad, actually. The line is the lapel. Hello. Anyway, I got some mail in, so I figured I'd start my next this weekend. This is, I imagine, will mostly be Rarewave stuff, but I always try to preface each video, and I'm like, oh, this is just going to be this, and then I won't buy anything else. But then Supernova's on this weekend, and Dead End's going to be there, and my mate Freya's going to be there, who I interviewed last year, so it's like, I'm probably going to buy more stuff anyway, so let's just do the Rarewave stuff, because this will come in probably throughout the rest of this week in 3 different packages, because they're just like that. Remember, Zavi, this part of the video is the whole of things that are all movies that are a part of director collections that I'll be adding to. So I don't have to really worry too much about, I don't have any room on the shelf anymore. So first up, we have Shock, which is a Mario Bava film. When did he do this one? Does it tell me what year it came out? Probably not. 1977, which is a very good year for movies. It's a new 2K restoration of the original camera negative from Arrow Video. They just had a bunch of these on sale at Rarewaves a couple weeks ago. So I figured, you know what? I think these 3 here actually were the editions. I had actually ordered some other films, and I had to email them to cancel the order because I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that they were selling 2 versions of the same film, and so I went to buy one of it, decided I didn't want it, decided not to add it to my cart, and then realized they still had it on their website, and then added it to the cart after I put in the order, and I was like, oh, I'll email them to cancel it, but it was over the weekend, so I had to wait, and I was like, the sale will end by the end of the weekend, so I've got to put in the second order, and luckily, first thing on like, well, I guess Monday afternoon, realistically for me, because it was like, they're in the UK, so when the time zone finally caught up, I immediately got the email saying, we've cancelled your order, refund it you. I'm like, thank God, so... Anyway, these were the additional things. So yeah, it has reversible artwork, which is pretty good. Yeah, not bad, actually. Disc art is exactly the same as the new artwork, which I don't mind, but, you know, I'm happy with the original stuff. The Devil Pulls the Strings, a new video essay with author and critic Alexandra Helen Nicholas. That sounds like a very familiar name. Shock Horror, the stylistic diversity of Mario Bava, which is a video appreciation by author and critic Stephen Thrower, as well as another interview with another critic, and then just, TV spots and whatever. So, this one's Beyond the Door 2. I've seen Beyond the Door. This one's technically called Beyond the Door 2, and it has Daria Niccolotti. That's cool. I like Daria. So, yeah. So There's Always Vanilla, which is a Romero film. I think it has a different name as well. It's apparently a 70s satire. Brand new 2K restoration, blah, 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 blah. Just mono audio and audio commentary. A new documentary featuring interviews of producers and some of the stars. Digging Up the Dead, Lost Films of Romero, archival interview with Romero discussing his early films. There's Always Vanilla and Season of the Witch, which I do also have. And location gallery with audio commentary by Romero historian. So there's new artwork for it. The original artwork, it doesn't look too bad, so I might actually use that. I don't know. I do like the theatrical art, the new artwork as well, but I know this one isn't really considered horror, again, because he wasn't always doing horror films, so I think I've seen every film I've seen of his is basically a horror film, except for Knight Rider, but I haven't seen all of his horror films yet. Like, there's still, like, The Crazies and stuff that I haven't seen. But, that was an easy, like, $13 purchase. It was pretty cheap. These were all really good prices. I think, you'll see when in the next part of the video when the rest of the stuff comes in, but this didn't cost that much. I'm pretty sure it was, like, about 120 in the end. It might have been 200 actually, but I might be very wrong. Okay, so Vanilla was $16 and Shock was $16, and this one that I've got in my hand is $23. So I still spent $183. Oh my god! But the other ones that'll come in soon, you'll see are quite interesting. The email of this one, which is Demonia, a Lucio Fulci film, came in an email with a different thing. So I guess they must have shipped that separately. I don't know what they've done. They've sent me like 4 different emails. Here's 2. Here's another 2. Here's another 2. Here's another one, but by itself. So this one's Demonia. I wanted to get this one a while ago. It is a little crushed because it is made of cardboard. I don't really mind too much. It's very weird packaging because it has a sleeve, which is not hard cardboard. It's just regular cardboard. It does tell you on the back, this is the limited edition set, actually. If it'll focus, I think it probably has. But yeah, it has 2 discs, including the film, which is a 4K restoration, and Fulci Talks, which is a feature-length 2021 documentary by another filmmaker, which includes, an in-depth look at his career, some interviews, and a whole bunch of different things. So, not a bad, by itself, some decent artwork. It says Demonia on, like, every single side. It's like Demons with its packaging, but not as fancy, I feel like, because this is, like, thin cardboard. Anyway, so it opens up like this. You get the back, artwork there, and it opens. Oh, there's art cards in there. Oh my god. Okay, let me show those off in a second. I don't know if anything else will fall out. Hopefully nothing. Okay, there's a booklet as well. Okay, so that's where the art cards go. Woo! This is not the first set I've had, which is like this, in this kind of shape. I've actually got a Hammer Horror one, which has like Dracula, the Mummy, and a Frankenstein film, and it opens like a crucifix. So, yeah, so you've got the disc for the film, which is all regions, the Fulci Talks doco, which I feel like had its own release. I might be wrong. I think it's just because I've debated getting this release before, and I just hadn't until now, just because, again, it was $23, which seemed like a pretty good, score. Like, oh yeah, $23, and I get the limited edition. Comes with a documentary, comes with a film. So you do get a booklet, which I imagine if they do a singular release, it might include this. I don't know, this feels like the kind of like artwork you'd see that would be like Demonia, maybe a release that doesn't have and doesn't feature the documentary as well. So yeah, just a regular kind of booklet with images and whatever. Yeah, it's presented its original aspect ratio of Italian and English mono audio, restored in HD and high definition, and the Fulci Talks is also presented in the exact same aspect ratio. It's 133 to 1, whereas Demonia is 166 to 1. And because it has art cards as well, I believe that's the way that they show. So yeah, just got some regular art cards, some fun imagery, all that kind of jazz. You know what it's like. I think that's from the documentary. Have I shown that one yet? Yes. So that's the film, that's the film, that's the film, that's the film. I mean, I might be wrong. This could be Demonia as well, because I'm pretty sure that's Fulci, but he does make cameos in his films. So it might be that he just has a cameo. I think one of the films, he's like a detective. It could be Demonia, where he's like a detective for like the majority of the film. I don't know. It just is what it is. Okay, next up we have, again from Rare Waves, this is The Man with a Movie Camera, and other works by, I'm going to say Vertov, because I am not going to even bother to try to pronounce his first name. So there are many versions of this film that exist on physical, and the initial version I was going to order, but then decided not to, and hence put in my order with the 3 things that actually still haven't come in yet, ironically. This was what this made me realize I need to cancel that order and reorder it, because I found this on eBay, and it turns out that the person on eBay was Rare Waves. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe they've also got this other version on their website, and it turns out they did, and I could save like $20 by getting it from their website, because it meant I didn't have to pay from eBay, which included extra postage fees and all this extra stuff. This was $44, which is the reissued version. It was the most expensive of all the ones that I bought, but it is the most, I'd say, comprehensive is the best way to phrase it. Because, of course, it is the Eureka Masters of Cinema release. It does have a different score to the film, but again, it depends on which version you want to get. This just had the best looking transfer, so over like the Kino release, I think. I had to do a lot of research at like 3 a.m. on a Saturday when all I could hear was the neighbors playing music way too loud. So this does come with several films, 5 films in fact, all with uncompressed PCM mono audio, English subtitles, scores, commentary for the film by Adrian Martin, at least for Man with a Movie Camera, a lengthy interview with film scholar Ian Christie on Vertov's career in films, as well as a new video essay by critic and filmmaker David Cairns, and a 24-page booklet featuring notes on all 5 films. I did actually want to know how long it was, at least for Man with a Movie Camera, but it doesn't tell you. It just says the total runtime is 297 minutes. I'm like, that's great and all, but I want to know how long the movie is. So it comes with 2 discs. It comes with the first disc, which is Man with a Movie Camera, and other films by the director. The reason I'm heavy-handed on noting all this is that if you don't know what this is, it's known as one of the greatest films of all time. It's known as the greatest documentary of all time. It comes with a booklet, and it's one of those like important works of film history that like if you're not even just, well, I'd say yeah, if you're a film buff, but also like if you're really big on documentaries or different variations of stylizing cinema, this is like a must-have kind of film. At least from what I've heard. Because I have yet to watch it. I only just got it the other day and I've been busy watching other films. But yeah, so it comes with Man with a Movie Camera, Sympathy for Dom... No, there's just essays? Oh, here we go. See, they got a little page telling you what they've got, when they came out, and all that kind of stuff. Still doesn't say runtime, but again, Kino Pravda, Kino I, Man with a Movie Camera, 3 songs of Lennon, and Enthusiasm Symphony of the Dongas. Or Dongas? Probably, I imagine the G would be silent. Yeah, and then you got like essays, and you got images from the films, and stuff like that about the transfers, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, this is what convinced me to actually buy all this whole order from Rare Waves. I'm still expecting Targets, but I did get Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the BFI release. I was debating getting this because I heard rumors that there was going to be a 4K coming from Kino, and I'm like, look, this was like $15 or something, so it was like a really good price, and I've gotten the Cinema Cult Edition, which was a DVD upscale, which looked fine when I watched it like a month or so ago, because I'd never seen it before, whatever, but I wanted to get this version because it came with all of that, which if you want to pause it, you can go ahead and read it. If you don't know what it is, then it's obvious inclusion of a new, it just says presented in HD. It doesn't actually stipulate whether or not it's a new transfer or anything, but at least looks better, I'd assume, than the Cinema Cult Edition. But it also comes with a commentary, an anniversary commentary, as well as one with Gremlins director Joe Dante, and a bunch of like interviews and essays and all this other stuff. So it has a lot to it. It is Region B, potentially locked. But yeah, it just seemed like the obvious upgrade. I need to watch the 90s version, it's just called Body Snatchers, right? The Invasion Continues or something, so I need to watch that. But I'm happy to have this now, to have the upgrade, technically. If the 4K UHD does come out, I'll compare the transfer to this, even though a lot of people, if it's a straight UHD, completely remastered from original negative, that kind of bullshit, it most likely will be the best looking version possible, and this will just be this has like the best special features, if that doesn't already include it, whatever that brand may be, if it's Kino or not. Because to my knowledge, this does have the best special features for this film. And last but not least is Naked, the who was it again? Mike Leigh film. I've never seen this one before, but again, it was in that $15 to $20 price range at Rare Waves. It's from a newly remastered from the BFI National Archive under supervision of the cinematographer and approved by the director. You get an audio commentary, a short film, and a interview about the film as well. The regular kind of, all the regular bullshit. Interviews, essays, all your stuff. Yeah. I've heard this one's really good. I have never seen it. I've been wanting to watch it for a while now. Again, another BFI that goes with Body Snatchers, but no extra details to it, just a standard release. But yeah, so anyway, I also got Targets. This is the last of the BFI sale. I only just realised the whole Railwaves thing was a BFI sale. But yeah, so this is the Peter Bogdanovich film. It's a new, I think it was a new restoration. Yeah, you probably should have looked at that before I started saying it. Bunch of special features. All these BFI releases have a good slew of special features and includes a pretty thick book as well. It's like, what, 32 pages. Well, technically 33. But yeah, so little essays and stuff talking about the film. There's a introduction by his daughter. Is it Sarah or Sarah? It's written Sarah, but I think like Americans pronounce it Sarah. I don't know. The original 35mm negative of Targets was scanned in 4K resolution by Paramount Pictures and is presented here in high definition in its original aspect ratio. Interesting how they don't reference that on the actual back of the cover. Like, they don't stipulate, oh, this is actually a 4K restoration. They just say new restoration. There's nowhere else that it actually stipulates a 4K. So that's amusing. But hey, Targets, that's the last one. Hooray, all the Railway stuff is finally here. Last but not least, after all the rest of the Railwaves stuff, we have a set that just came in. It's obviously in the thumbnail, so I've got to talk about it. It's All the Haunts Be Ours. I saw this a year or so ago at, I think it was the Astor, the movie market. And my friends, Phil and Katie, I was at their place the other day, and they were asking me if I was into folk horror. And I'm like, I mean, I haven't examined, like, the genre strongly. And so they were like, you gotta get All the Haunts Be Ours, because they were talking about a specific film in it. I don't remember which one. But they were like, you gotta get All the Haunts Be Ours. And I'm like, alright. Like, I'd seen, they had this box set on their shelf, but they were like, it was such an expensive set that they're like, this ain't living in the house. So, obviously, I have to go buy my own, which I'm totally okay with. And I found it on eBay that day, and this guy who was, like, in Melbourne was selling it for, like, $290 with like $10 postage, and you know, I best offered. I had a discount code, so I ended up getting it for $240, which I think is really nice. It became $250 in the end because I got two Blu-ray cases, like replacement cases, from another seller in Queensland. But yeah, so this is a compendium of folk horror by Severin, which I don't have many of their releases, but this one is all Region A. You get Dolby Audio if you've. I'm going to unbox this because I've never opened it before, so I don't really know what to expect personally. In terms of, like, just look at how shiny it is, you know? This is probably one of those great mantelpiece items. I remember seeing it, and despite a nick on the top there, and the base, all the corners are nicked. It doesn't really matter. I knew that from the photos when I bought it, which was nice, because it was easier to buy this than it was to buy it for like $270 on Amazon. But if that is readable, it is 20 films. I saw, again, like I said, I saw it at the Astor, and I was like, man, this looks really attractive. But again, it was like, they were selling it for like $300. I was like, I don't know if I want that. But as it says, 12 Blu-rays, 3 CDs, 20 feature films, plus 15 hours of special features and more. The most comprehensive collection of its kind begins with the definitive genre documentary of our time, Kier-La Janisse's award-winning Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. From their experience, 19 of the best-known, least-known, rarely seen, and thought-lost classics of folk horror from around the world, all restored from the best available vault elements, including Eyes of Fire, they're all shiny, Leptricia, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Witchhammer V, which I think V is that, isn't that by the guy who did, like, the Climax and whatever? I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Lake of the Dead, Tilbury, The Dreaming, Kadicha, Celia, Allison's Birthday, Will's Zika, oh my god, these names. Loki's, a manuscript of Professor Wittenbach. Clear Cut, Illinois Demonio, Dark Waters. It was Dark Waters that they were suggesting. I thought they meant like the Japanese film, but I'm pretty sure there's also a film with like Mark Ruffalo. Either way, there's also this film. Field in England, Anchoress, Penders, Fen, and Robin Redbreast. Special features include short films, audio commentaries, and exclusive featurettes. The ultimate genre exploration continues with the original Woodland soundtrack by Jim Williams and a 2-disc reading of the classic short story The White People by actress Linda Hayden, with a new score by composer Timothy Fife, as well as a 156-page illustrated book curated by Janice and designed by Luke Insect, featuring new writings by renowned film scholars, authors, and historians, including Mitch Horowitz, Stephen Volk, Sarah Chavez, Dawn Keatley, Andy Pekirik, Dejan Ognjovic, my God, and Stephen R. Bissett, alongside selections of archival writings, poems, and folktales. Ognjonovic. Is that Macedonian? That's a hell of a name. Anyway, it slides out. It has a little hole on the top. Oh my God, let's take a look. This looks scary. Firstly, we have the book, which, like I said, 150 pages, images all around, starts with a goddamn poem, which is a long poem, dare I say, a very, very long poem. I don't think it's actually a poem. I'm starting to think it's like some kind of a fable. And then you get all the essays, which again, I won't go too much into detail, but you get illustrations, you get images from films, all kinds of stuff. More illustrations. It's definitely very well versed. Oh, and then it's got like extra posters and stuff. Oh, it talks about all of them. Demonia, Illinois is a different film. Okay. So yeah. And it gives you different posters for each one, which is cool. As well as audio, it tells you all the special features as well for each one, like how Eyes of Fire from 1983 tells you about the English mono, 4K restoration, audio commentary. Then there's interviews for 29 minutes. Crying Blue Sky, alternative longer cut restored in 2K from the director's personal 35mm answer print, and extra short films as well. So like that's just one film on the left there. It keeps going. There's a lot. There is a lot of films here. I'm trying to see is this in alphabetical order? I think it is. Is V the one I'm thinking of? No, V is from 1967. That is not the movie I was thinking of. Thank God I clarified that. That would have been awkward if I didn't. Okay, and also tells you what the soundtrack has. That's Dark Waters. I've never seen that before. Oh, but Clear Cut. I've actually seen that poster for Clear Cut before. So I've definitely heard of that. But Dark Waters is an Italian film from 1993. Directed by Mariano Baino. Yeah, appendices of all the films. Now, I've got to hold this appropriately so none of the discs fall out. So it is a book. It goes all the way around. You can see the discs there very clearly. This is my least favorite type of thingy, where they've done it like this. But disc 1 is Woodlands Park. Disc 2, Eyes of Fire. Disc 3, Lepricia. Then you got V. Oh, disc 4 is Warhammer, also called V. Oh, no, it's got a... What? I'm very confused. Disc 3, Disc 4... Oh, I guess Disc 4 has 2 films. Disc 5, Lake of the Dead and Tilbury. Then there's The Dreaming and Kaidacha. You get the point. I don't know if I'm visually conveying this well enough, but Clear Cut is there. Dark Waters is there. Yeah, I'm going to take out the disc for Dark Waters to get an idea of what it looks like. This is scary because it's an expensive set and they've just like put it in sleeves. Like, define a bad idea. Because this isn't very easy to get them out, but I probably would be, yeah. Wouldn't be very hard for them to... I imagine they won't get scratched. It also has El Demonio for disc 10. I know I'm not showing off the artwork very much, but it is just the picture there. Just in that kind of grayscale look. Anyway, this is an anxiety attack waiting to happen. So, yeah, very interesting set design, very interesting set. I'm very excited to look into it again with 20 different films. So, I imagine I might start with Dark Waters. I feel like I should go in alphabetical order or something. I might go in disc order. I don't even know. I have so many to watch, and I don't know which order to go in. Like, a colleague recently asked me, he's like, oh, what's your next... Because he knows I'm doing, I had the Western batch, I had, this batch of Italian films, all that kind of stuff, and he's asking what my next batch of films is, and I'm like, I think folk horror, because I'm getting a bunch in a couple days. And lo and behold, it came in today, which is really nice. Just before the weekend, and I can't even watch them because I'm busy this whole weekend. Anyway, that's probably it. I don't know. If this is the end of the clip, then that's the end of the video. So thank you all for watching. See you guys next time when more stuff comes in, because inevitably it always will. See you next time. Adios.